Hello, welcome. Hi. Today we're going to look at scientific notation. It's now also called standard form. You won't see either of those two words used in an IB exam. What they tend to do in the IB is they say give your answers in the form a times 10 to the x, where 1 is less than a is less than 10 and k is an integer. So this is what we call standard form or scientific notation. Just going to do a question or two with you today, this morning, show you how to use the calculator a little bit. So we're asked to find the volume of a computer chip, which is a cuboid, and we're given these measurements. Let's have a look at how to do it on the calculator. So when you're using your calculator, my recommendation is to press the on button like this, and it'll bring you to here. When you're here, always start by creating a new document. Press number 1 on your keyboard. It'll say, do you want to save it? Just say no. Always start by adding a calculator. You're going to want to make calculations, even if you're going to be doing a graph or something else later. So for this question, you're going to have to excuse me, I'm not writing very well today. I don't have my board with me on my iPad. We need to find the volume of a computer chip, and it's a cuboid. So we need to multiply these three numbers together to get our answer. So our first number is 2.44 times 10 to the power of minus 6. That's a really small number. That's tiny, 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 tiny. So we do this on the calculator by pressing 2.44. And then notice here next to the letter A, there's a double E button. You get this capital E symbol. Watch out for this E symbol. This means this is not the number. This means this number is being given to you by the calculator in standard form. It also lets you enter numbers in standard form in this way. So what we need to do is we need times 10 to the power of minus 6. So the E stands for times 10 to the power of. So for minus 6, make sure you use the negative symbol here on the digits. These are the digits here. This is the negative symbol. This other symbol over here is the operator of subtraction. They're different, and it will cause you problems if you don't understand the difference between these two. So we want 6 to be a negative number. We don't want to subtract 6 from 10. We want it to be the exponent, which is a negative number. So we use to the minus 6. Then multiply. What have we got next? We got 1.5 times 10 to the power of negative 7. You see, it's a lot quicker. And then we've got 2.15 times 10 to the power of minus 4. And that's it. It's a bunch of gibberish. Put it in carefully, see if we got the right answer. And here we get our number. I've got loads of decimal point places. Let me just fix that. So one of the most useful things is being able to understand and change quickly between your document settings. So this button up here where we press document and then number 7 settings and then number 2 document settings. So document 7.2 brings you to this. I put it on fixed 10. Craziness. The usual thing to do is to have it on float, where it will float whatever is sensible, or float 3, which is standard for IB. So I change the setting to float 3 and we get this. So our answer cannot be written as it is seen there. It needs to be written in math form. So let me see if I can write a little bit. This is going to be 7.87, and then you have to replace that E with times 10 to the power of, and we got minus 17. Sorry, I'm writing with my big chubby fingers on my touch screen here. Hopefully you can follow that. Let me get that decimal point looking a bit more juicy. Nope, that'll do. Okay, let's have a look a little bit more. So what numbers has the calculator given you here? I'll do the first one for you. This one is 4.56 times 10 to the minus 1. Now, times 10 to the minus 1 means we move the decimal point one place to the left. So this is 0.456. you always have one less zero after the decimal point than the number in the exponent. So because the number in the exponent is -1, we'll have 0 zeros after the decimal point. So for instance, this one here at the bottom, we've got 2.1. So this is going to be 0. It's going to have 5 zeros next. 1, 2, 3. Group them in threes, makes it easier to read. Put a small space, 4, 5, and then write the number 2, 1, 0, 0, 4, 5. Yeah, that's how we write that one. In the other direction, we have a 5 there, which means we'll have 5 zeros after the 6. So this one's going to be 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we should have 5 zeros. But notice we've got, it's not all going to be 0, so that 5, 6 is going to move up. So that's going to move up to here. Like this. So we should have 5 digits after the 6. So we've got 0, 0, 5, 6, and then we'll need another 0 like that. Okay. Just try it on the calculator, see what the calculator does with some of those. So if I take 4.56 times 10 to the power of -1, we get this. If I take 6.0056 e times 10 to the power of 5, notice it won't express that if it's in float 3. It's going to put it into standard form for you. So if we do the document set, document settings, and we put it into float, press enter again, it will show it looking like that. Unless it gets too big, and then it's like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to put it in standard form for you. Okay. Oh, let me just one more thing on this one. This E, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. You'll start to ignore it sometimes, and you've got to watch out for it. It's very important, otherwise you'll get the answer wrong. So let me show you an example. I'll just do a graph like this one. Let me take an exponential function, something that starts about there, times e to the power of -2x. Okay, get a function. Let's try and find a value over here. So to find a value, I can press menu, trace graph. Let's find it around about at 6. So I type 6 on my keyboard, press enter twice, and there we get the number. Notice here, the answer to this question is not 3.07. I see that quite a bit on some of your exam papers. You feel you're doing well, but you forget the smallest of details. That's going to be 0 point, and then we're going to have 4 zeros. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 307. Okay, have a go at these questions. So these are exam style questions. Notice, write your answer in the form. This is when it says this means standard form. So it says write the answer in standard form. Because standard form and scientific form are used interchangeably with different parts of the world, they don't tend to write one of these two words because it could confuse. So they always write it using this notation. It says that a times 10 to the k. That's the form you have to give your answer in. The a has to be between 1 and 10, 1 inclusive, 10 exclusive. So it can't be bigger than 10. It can't be 10 or bigger, but it has to be bigger than 1. It can equal 1. And then this last bit over here at the end, it says k has to be an integer. Get used to reading these sort of guidances in the question, otherwise you'll get it wrong. If you're not answering in the form that they ask it for, you will make mistakes and lose points. All right, I think that's it for today. Let's see if we can... Oh no, let me move on. Homework. So I've given some classwork exercises. Some of you might still have access to AISL, so there's a couple of AISL exercises that are really great for this. Try and organize this for you guys. You can catch up if you're new to the school or you're new to the class. It's exercise T1 and T2. You can click the links in the Google Classroom to move to those exercises. And there is a homework. This is going to be a minor. So you have a little homework about International System of Units, or SI units. And you need to give a short outline of what SI is. You need to give some history, some interesting facts, and a diagram. You need to make a poster. It needs to look good. So the most important thing in this one, other than your information is accurate, is that your poster looks good. It shouldn't have too much text on it. It should be visible from a distance so that people can say, "Oh, I can see what that is. That's nice." All right, little homework assignment for you. Get your first grade into Power School. And you can find information about this on the Google Classroom. All right, bye-bye.